Namaste, my dear children. Welcome to distance learning sessions through videos. This video is made for Class 2, Subject Maths, Chapter number 4, Addition and Subtraction of 3-digit numbers. This is second session on this chapter. Today, let us learn addition with regrouping. Dear children, in our previous session, we have learned addition without regrouping. Now, let us understand how addition of 2-digit and 3-digit numbers can be done with regrouping. Adding 2-digit numbers. First, we will learn how to add 2-digit numbers. Example number 2 in our textbook. Add 40 and 70. Here, both 40 and 70 are 2-digit numbers. Let us now add these two 2-digit numbers. Solution. First, we will write down the given numbers in place values chart or place values table as shown here. Since both of these numbers are 2-digit numbers, so they occupy the tens and ones places, both of these numbers. And we have a hundreds column also here. The reason is when we add 2-digit numbers, there are chances that we get the answers which are 3-digit numbers. So here also when we add these two numbers, the answer will be a 3-digit number. So I have the third column for hundreds place. As we know, O here represents ones place, T represents tens place, and H represents hundreds place. So in the number 40, 4 is in tens place, 0 is in ones place. In the number 70, 7 is in tens place and 0 is in ones place. Now let us add these two numbers. Adding 0 with 0 gives us 0. So 0 plus 0 is 0. That means 0 ones plus 0 ones. Because these are in ones place, so these represents 0 ones. 0 ones plus 0 ones will be equal to 0 ones. So we write 0 here in ones column. 0. Now we come to the tens column. Here we have 4 and 7 to be added. So here 4 represents 4 tens since it is in tens place. So 4 here, the place value of 4 is 40 and the place value of 7 is 70. Therefore, when we add 4 and 7 here, it means that we are adding 40 and 70. That is 4 tens and 7 tens. So when we add 4 tens and 7 tens, what do we get? So when we add 4 tens and 7 tens, we get 11 tens. And 11 tens are regrouped as 100 and 110. So we write 1 in hundreds place and 1 in tens place. Therefore, the sum of 40 and 70 is 110. Let us now understand the meaning of regrouping with physical example. So here we understand the meaning of regrouping. So what we have first, we have 40 and 70 to be added. 40 is nothing but 4 tens, isn't it? So in 40 there will be 4 tens. We know that. So we can represent that with 4 array of beats. So all these array of beats are having 10 beats in them. ಈ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೀಟ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೀಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? 10 ಬೀಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಸಚ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೀಟ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್? 4. Therefore it represents the number 40. And to represent the number 70, we should have 7 such line of beats as shown here. Look here. So how many lines of beats we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Therefore, these 7 lines of beats represents, or 7 rods of beats represent the number 70. Now here in the question we are asked to add 40 and 70. So we put a plus sign between these two to represent we are adding these, that is 40 and 70. So when we add these two, what we get is, so if you look here, so we can regroup these 4 tens and 7 tens as, so these 4 tens and here 6 tens together, counting from this point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tens and 4 tens together becomes 10 tens. ಇವುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಎಂಟಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೀಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ? ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಇದೆ. 1, 2, 3, 4. ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಈ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಡಾಟ್ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದೆಯಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೀಟ್ಸ್ನ ನೀವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ 10 ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೀಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ 10 lines of beats can be represented as shown here as a panel of beats containing 10 rows or 10 columns of beats ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ 10 lines of beats ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇಟ್ಟಾಗ ಇಟ್ ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಆರ್ ಎ ಶೀಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೀಟ್ಸ್, ಆರ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೀಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 10 ಬೀಡ್ಸ್ ಇರುವಂತಹ 10 ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಹೀಗೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ದಿಸ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ಸ್ 10 ಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ಈಗ ರೀಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ? ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ, ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ? ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 4 ಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. So this is applicable for all problems we discussed hereafter. So you have to understand it clearly. So here we have 4 tens and which is equal to 40. 4 tens is equal to 40. So I will write here 40. So 4 tens represents 40. Similarly here if you count from this point to this point, how many lines of beats you have? We have counted here. Let us count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 tens. So I will write here 7 tens. So 7 tens is nothing but 70. 7 tens represent the number 70. Here the meaning of regrouping is nothing but, so we consider these 4 tens and 6 tens out of these 7 tens, and we will combine these 4 tens and 6 tens together to get 10 tens. Here we have 10 tens. What do we get here? On combining 4 tens and 6 tens, we get 10 tens. 10 tens is nothing but 100, isn't it? 10 tens is equal to 100. So after combining 4 tens and 6 tens together and rearranging these as 10 tens, still we are left with 110 here. So that we represent just beside that 10 tens or 100. We are left with 110. So here we have 110. Let me write here. So here we have 110. 110. S is not required there. It's just 110. So we have regrouped 4 tens and 7 tens as 10 tens and 110. So these when we added these 4 tens and 7 tens, we get 11 tens, and those 11 tens can be regrouped as 10 tens and 110. That is what we write here. So these 10 tens is equal to 100. So we write on regrouping, we write this 1 in hundreds column, which represents 100, and 1 written here represents 110. So this is the meaning of regrouping while adding, subtracting, or multiplication, whatever. So this is the physical meaning of regrouping. With the beats, we have understood the meaning of regrouping. So hereafter, whenever we speak about regrouping, you have to get the picture of these things in our mind. So finally, after adding 40 and 70, the solution or the answer we obtain is 110. 110 is the sum of 40 and 70. Now let us move to the next question. Example number 3. Add 56 and 67. Solution. So we will write down these numbers in place values table as shown here. 56 and 67, and we also write the plus symbol to indicate we are adding these two numbers. Now let us add these two numbers. Starting from ones column, we add 6 and 7. Adding 6 with 7 or 7 with 6 is the same. So when the order of addition is changed, the sum or the answer will not change. We should remember all those important properties or facts of addition and subtraction we have learned so far. So here we have 6 ones and 7 ones to be added. So when we add 6 ones and 7 ones, so we get 13 ones. So let me write here. In step 1, what we do is we add 6 ones and 7 ones. So we have 6 ones and 7 ones to be added. So I'll put plus sign here. So when we add 6 ones and 7 ones, what do we get? So we get 13 ones. 13 ones. So these 13 ones can be regrouped as 110 and 3 ones. 110 and 3 ones. 13 ones ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ನಾವು 110 ಮತ್ತು 13 ones ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು regroup ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. So after regrouping, what we do is we will write these 3 ones. 3 ones ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ 3 ones are written in ones column here. So we write 3 here in ones column, and we carry forward this 110 to the tens column. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ tens column carry forward ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Here we have tens column, so we will carry forward this 110 to the tens column. And now here again in step 2, so after carrying forward 110, so we have to add these two numbers that we carry out in step 2. So step 2 ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವೀಗ step 2. So in step 2, what we should do is here we have 5 tens and 6 tens. Because these are in tens places, here 5 represents 5 tens and 6 represents 6 tens. So therefore we will add 5 tens and 6 tens. So I will write here, understand, look here carefully and understand. So 5 tens and 6 tens. So we have to add these. On adding 5 tens and 6 tens, we get 11 tens. 5 tens ಮತ್ತು 6 tens ಅನ್ನು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ 11 tens ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ. ಸೊ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಾವು 110 ಅನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. When we added the digits at ones place, we got 13 ones. So we regrouped 13 ones as 110 and 3 ones. Therefore 110 is already carried forward. So we have to add this 110 with the sum of these two tens we are adding here. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬಂತು, ನಮಗೆ 11 ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಂತು. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ನಾವಿದು ಈ 110 ಅನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಆನ್ ಆ್ಯಡಿಂಗ್ 11 ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 110 ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಗೆಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವೀಗ ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು 10 ಅನ್ನು ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 110 ಅನ್ನು ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ, ವಿ ಗೆಟ್ 11 ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 110 ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 12 ಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 12 ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ. So 12 tens ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು again we have to regroup. How we can regroup 12 tens? So 12 tens are regrouped as 12 tens ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ regroup ಮಾಡಬಹುದಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ, so we can regroup 12 tens as 100 and 2 tens, because we know that 10 tens is equal to 100. So 12 tens can be written as 10 tens and 2 tens. So 10 tens is nothing but 100. So it can be regrouped as 100 and 2 tens. ಸೊ 12 ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ನಾವು 100 ಮತ್ತು 2 ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ರೀಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಈ 2 ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ದೀಸ್ 2 ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ರೀಗ್ರೂಪ್ಡ್. These two tens can be written as 10 in tens column. Tens column ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತೀವಿ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ 2 ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತೀವಿ. And 100 has to be carried forward to the hundreds place. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವೀಗ, ಈ 100 ಅನ್ನ 100 ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಡಿಜಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಬ್ರಾಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್. There are no digits to be added here. So therefore this 100 will be brought down as it is to this answer row. So we will write 1 here. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಾವೀಗ 1 ಅನ್ನು ಬರೀಬೇಕು, which represents 100. So this is the meaning of adding numbers with regrouping. Regroup ಮಾಡಿ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡುವುದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಬರೋದು ತೋರಿಸಿರುವಂಥ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಬರೆಯೋ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ರೀಗ್ರೂಪಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ನೀವು ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ, ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದಿರೋಷ್ಟು ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸನ್ನು ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೈಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಬರಬೇಕು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೈಂಡಲ್ಲಿ. ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಸೇ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ರೀಗ್ರೂಪಿಂಗ್, ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು ಮಕ್ಕಳು. ಇದು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರಬೇಕು. ಇದನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಪ್ರತಿ ಸಲ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಈ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೆಯುವಂಥ ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. I have written only for the sake of your understanding. ನಿಮಗೆ ರೀಗ್ರೂಪಿಂಗ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಈಗ ಇದಿಷ್ಟನ್ನು ಬರೆದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಐ ಟು ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್. ಇದಾದ ನಂತರ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು, ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಮುಂದಿನ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಬರೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೈಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರಿಟನ್ ಹಿಯರ್. Now let us move to the next concept, that is adding 3-digit numbers. So far we have added 2-digit numbers. Now let us take a few examples for adding 3-digit numbers. Example number 4 in our textbook. Add 345 and 206. Here we have to add these two numbers. Both 345 and 206 are 3-digit numbers. Here we will see how we will add these 3-digit numbers. Solution. So we will write down the given numbers in place values table as shown here. In the number 345, 3 is in hundreds place, 4 is in tens place with the place value 40, and 5 is in ones place whose place value is 5. In the number 206, 2 is in hundreds place, whose place value will be 200. 0 is in tens place, whose place value will be 0 always, everywhere. And 6 is in ones place with the place value 6. Now let us add these two numbers. So to begin with, we will start from ones place digits. So we have to add the digits at ones place first. That is, we have to add 5 and 6. So when we add 5 ones and 6 ones, the sum will be 11 ones. 11 ones are regrouped as 110 and 1 1. So I write 1 1 in ones column and 110 is carried forward to the tens column. So now we have to add the digits in tens column, that is 4 and 0. And we know that on adding 0 to any number we get the same number. So 4 plus 0 is 4, and we have to add this 1 which is carried forward with this number. So when we add these two, 4 plus 1 is 5, so it becomes 5 tens. 5 tens, remember, because these digits are in tens place. So we write 5 tens here, 5 tens as the sum. And coming to hundreds place, we have 3 and 2 to be added. So when we add 3 and 2, we get 5. So here 5 represents 5 hundreds, because we are adding here 3 hundreds and 2 hundreds. So 3 hundreds plus 2 hundreds is equal to 5 hundreds. Therefore, the sum is 551. So on adding 345 and 206, we get 551 as sum. Example number 5. Add 148 and 457. Solution. We write down the given numbers in place values table 148 and 457. We will begin addition from ones place. So when we add 8 ones and 7 ones, we get 15 ones, and 15 ones are regrouped as 110 and 5 ones. 110 is carried forward to the tens column, and we add the digits in tens column now. So we add 4 tens and 5 tens. 4 tens plus 5 tens will be 9 tens, and adding 110 which is carried forward, we get 10 tens. So 10 tens is carried forward. 10 tens can be regrouped as 100 and 0 tens. So therefore we carry forward 100 to the hundreds column, and we write 0 here, 0 tens, because 10 tens, I write here to make you understand, 10 tens can be regrouped as, or which is equal to 100 plus 0 tens. ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ನಾವು 10 tens ಅನ್ನ 100 ಮತ್ತು 0 tens ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. Therefore this 100 ಏನಿದೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು hundreds column ಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. I have shown here. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. This 0 tens should be written in tens column, 0 here. Now we will add the digits at hundreds place, that is 100 and 400. So 100 plus 400 is 500, and we have one more 100 to be added to these numbers, these hundreds, so we get 500s. I'll say once again, 100 plus 400 is 500, and 500 plus 100 is 600. So we write 6 in hundreds column here, which represents 600s. Therefore the sum of 148 and 457 is 605. This is the required answer for this question. We have tried these number 2 here, in which we have two questions which are addition sums. So in the first question we have add 68 and 75. Let us write down these numbers in place values chart as shown here, 68 and 75, and we will carry out addition operation as explained so far. So first we begin addition from ones column. We have 8 ones and 5 ones here. Adding together 8 ones and 5 ones, we get 13 ones, and 13 ones are regrouped as 1, 10 and 3 ones. Here we have to add 6 tens and 7 tens. So 6 tens plus 7 tens will give us 13 tens, and we have 1 10 here to be added. So adding which we get 14 tens. So 14 tens can be regrouped as 104 tens. So we write 100 here because we don't have any digits here to be added, and 4 tens here. Therefore, the required sum is 143. That means adding 68 and 75, we get 143 as sum. Question number 2. Add 395 and 548. For adding these two numbers, we will write down these numbers in place values table as shown here. 395 is written in the first row and 548 is written in the second row. So we will carry out addition as usual. That is, we start from ones, the digits at ones column. We add 5 and 8 first. Let us add. So 5 ones and 8 ones will be equal to 13 ones. 13 ones are regrouped as 1, 10 and 3 ones. So 110 is carried forward to the tens column. Here we add 9 tens and 1 tens. We may add these two first because on adding 9 and 1 we get 10, which will be convenient for further addition. So I first add these 9 tens with the carried forward 1 tens. So on adding these two I get 10 tens. 10 tens plus 4 tens will be equal to 14 tens. I get 14 tens here. Again 14 tens are regrouped as 104 tens. So 100 is carried forward to the hundreds column and 4 tens are written in tens column here. Again here we add these digits in hundreds column. So here 3 represents 300s. So 300s plus 500s is equal to 800s. Plus 100 is 900s. So we write 9 in hundreds column, which represents 900s. Therefore, the final answer for this question is, that is adding 395 and 548, we get 943 as sum. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned all the addition problems we discussed in today's session. Thank you for watching this video. Bye bye children.